Aloha family, Spencer-Mack here. Just had an awesome training session. Dan the man, the life regenerator, been coming through consistently, been getting some good action. He's a great guy. I think me and him are gonna start filming some videos together just because we share the exact same goal, yet we have completely different foundations. He is completely spiritually oriented, and that is my driving force as well. So it's just wonderful and refreshing to be around people who keep remembering and reminding you of that primary goal. Now, today, I want to respond to a question. Our brother Richard sent me a message through Instagram asking the question, can you do a video reflecting on the vegan, high-fat keto elixir protocol you were refining from last year versus the current carnivore program that you do now? A discussion around how you were doing, what you eat in a typical day, and why, plus what are the immediate noticeable benefits of carnivore, and whether or not you plan to reintroduce plants or exogenous fats in any capacity. Awesome question. Really appreciate you guys reaching out. Anytime you have a question, you can hit me up through Instagram, direct message me. That guarantees I'm going to see it and get back to you. So, I have many videos explaining my past dietary experiments. I think if most of you just heard what my last elixir experiment was like, you'd probably be like, oh, of course you failed veganism. That was such an extreme experiment. From my experience, after years of being vegetarian, it gradually, slowly but surely just kept getting more and more extreme as I was trying to resolve issues and not feeling quite right, in all honesty. That being said, the greatest I've ever felt on any diet was on the almond protocol. I believe I'm headed to surpass that soon using some of the same principles, but that was a vegan diet. And in that diet, the primary nutritional component was the elixir. And I ultimately decided to live off of primarily that elixir. After multiple years of going on and off ketogenic diet, I've learned with certainty that for myself, I do much better on fat than I do on carbohydrates. So, figuring out how to do that vegan was quite a task. I ultimately ended up getting an oil press, pressing oils of chia, hemp, and flaxseed, macadamia nut oil, coconut oil, and using that mixed with plant proteins, isolated amino acids, chelated minerals, multivitamins, algae source, EPA and DHA, the full spectrum supplemented into one elixir so that I could live on one substance and have everything I need. I believe after so many years of so many trials of diet, I just wanted it to be so simple. Can it be simple? You have to eat 12 different foods a day just to reach your basics? That seems extremely difficult to do if you were living in the wild somewhere. So ultimately, I was living on that high-fat diet. I did make some gains, namely after I opened up my feeding window and wasn't fasting 23 hours a day again. I certainly didn't feel horrible, but there was always just this missing kind of piece that I couldn't put my finger on. I did have some nagging injuries that kind of were slowly, gradually getting worse over the years, and brain fog, I'd say, this lack of clarity in my mind. Low battery. Lack of clarity in my mind that was kind of disrupting my meditation, gradually getting more difficult. That being said, after contemplating and being aware of the carnivore diet for over a year, I ultimately decided one night I'm gonna give it a go. Did I experience any immediately noticeable benefits? I can't say that I did. It was a trip to eat beef after not eating beef for 15 years. It felt like a psychedelic, hallucinatory experience. Is this real? Am I like entering into the realm of Satanism? Am I going to hell? However, slowly but surely, I've definitely noticed a lot of benefits personally. Zero digestive issues, sleeping better, my meditation, clarity of mind, stability of focus have all improved. That was one of my main focuses of what I was interested in. How is this diet going to affect my meditation, my clarity of mind, my emotional state? And I just feel calmer. My ability to stay focused on a single task for a long period of time has improved tremendously. And this, I believe, is perhaps the greatest skill of all, to be able to concentrate long enough to create something. And so you may have seen that my videos have been more consistent as I feel my own cup, so to speak, is being filled. I have enough energy to contribute to others. So I wouldn't say it was immediate as a noticeable benefit, but I've certainly gradually just felt better and better, been able to put more effort into the gym, had some old injuries such as knee pain and my hip getting better and better. As of like, I just made a video a few days ago that I can do these low stances, these deep squats that I haven't been able to do in years without any pain. I just feel solid legs underneath me, and that feels so good. It was an enlightening experience. So with all of these benefits, I've been extremely grateful. I think one of the most difficult things is just how it looks in the public eye. I do want to reiterate, I don't identify as a carnivore. Right now I'm doing an elimination diet, and finding that I myself, at least right now in my life, prefer animal products, meat and organs specifically, as the foundation of my diet. I operate a lot better on that. I am going to gradually blend these two worlds, this world of supplementation, science, plants, herbs, medicinal extracts, and carnivore, meats, our ancient background, you might say. I already do supplement vitamin K2, tocotrienols, bone meal, but I'm going to be making bone meal soon. Slowly but surely, I supplement magnesium and potassium as well. So I am going to supplement. I've been on almost 3 months now of a clean carnivore experiment. I'm going to experiment first with carbohydrates and try to get an isolated, optimized dose of carbohydrates in my diet around training times. Because I know for a fact my body has to produce carbohydrates to live. And to turn amino acids or fats into sugar is a very, it's an inefficient process. So if I can give my body just the right amount that it needs to fulfill those necessary requirements of carbohydrates and then run primarily on fats, I think that's going to be ideal. I've had a friend here on the forum sharing a really similar experience. That's going to be the next topic of the next video. So the vegetable that I probably will experiment with is going to be kalo or taro, which is a tuber like a potato, white rice or purple sweet potatoes, or oats, just to try an isolated dose of carbs, track my blood sugar, my ketones, see what happens, watch my emotions, my sleep, my physical performance, and just gradually one change at a time. That's what I find carnivore is just a great baseline, and then you try one thing at a time. So that being said, vegetable-wise, I may actually try spinach one day, because spinach just happens to have pretty much everything that the carnivore diet is missing, at least in our intellectualized RDA of our nutritional requirements. Vitamin K, magnesium, potassium, manganese, vitamin E. I do know it is very high in oxalates. I don't believe I'm going to be one of those individuals who introduces vegetables back and has an even worse reaction, as some people have who have gone carnivore. So I'm going for minimal optimal in that sense, in the vegetable and plant dosage kingdom. And I'm looking gradually over time to introduce different micronutrients like the vitamin E. I am still very interested in pressing my own oils because of all the research I've done on ALA, the omega-3 from plants. I'm still very fascinated with the potential that that offers. I'm really interested in performance physically, and ALA is an excellent source of ketones. It turns into ketones extremely easily. There is a correlation between the faster the animal, the higher the amount of PUFA in their polyunsaturated fatty acids in their muscle tissue. PUFA has an ability to exchange energy faster. It increases fatty acid oxidation, so the higher PUFA, particularly ALA, the lower body fat. It can reverse fatty liver disease. It can increase insulin sensitivity, which seems to be a problem on carnivore. Most people become insulin insensitive or resistant and end up with high blood sugar. ALA lowers blood sugar, increases insulin sensitivity. Do we really know what optimal blood sugar is or insulin level? Who knows? It is in my mind intellectually that I want to pursue a lower blood sugar, moderate amount of ketones, and insulin, being highly insulin sensitive. I think being sensitive to the hormones you produce makes sense. It's an efficient model. I think nature is extremely efficient and simple when you get down to the truth. That's why another reason I love carnivory. I love the carnivore or animal-based diet right now, because after I went through all of those experiments dietarily and ended up getting into all of the individual minerals, amino acids, vitamins, all of the different complexes that we need to thrive, isolating them individually, combining them in a shake, the complexity was overwhelming. Part of me really enjoyed it. My intellectual side, my ego, thinking I was gonna figure out God, figure out the perfect food. I'm still totally open to it. But right now where I stand, the complexity of the organization of all of the peptide chains, all of the forms of different fatty acids that are in animal products, that all influence us individually, that are all, they all signal and react with our metabolism and our genes differently, depending on the way the amino acids are structured and composed, the fatty acids are structured and composed. The complexity of it is so great that right now, boom, gonna experiment with this as a baseline. Eventually I might have an elixir earlier in the day, might have some carbs in it, and then meat for dinner. Right now I've just been doing meat for dinner. I'm just sincerely grateful for it. As I said, the simplicity of it is like bliss for me right now after that passed. The environment I'm living in, I have two amazing individuals living here with me and that I live with, and they are both on the train as well. And one of my friends has healed some chronic eczema, some skin issues that she had. Another one of my friends, he's just recently getting into it. So it's amazing just to see different individuals' experiences, their reflections, and most enjoyably, the feast that we all share together in the evening. So I've been doing the OMAD most days, feasting in the evening, supplementing vitamin K2, vitamin D3, which might not be necessary, bone meal, which I'm gonna make, vitamin E, the vitamin E, delta tocotrienol. I'm gonna do a whole video on that, especially if I'm gonna be consuming the ALA, the unsaturated fatty acid. It's the only time that I have seen what they call yellow fat disease, or a lot of oxidated fats in the cellular membrane, which is where you start getting deterioration in your genes and in your health, is when these long chain fatty acids oxidize. The only time I've ever seen that documented to happen is when they are in an environment with low or depleted vitamin E. Delta tocopherol happens to be the most potent form of vitamin E we know about. If you take the normal tocotrienol, it's a tocotrienol. If you take the normal tocopherol, that's 50 times less potent as an antioxidant than this delta tocopherol. Tocotrienol. You can see I need to do some more research. So pairing those two things together, I'm really interested in that. All around, I'm extremely grateful. My diet has gone from something that has to be sourced all over the place, shipped a lot of packages, to something that I get completely sustainably on the island, minus one big bag of collagen that I'm taking and a couple bottles of those supplements, K2 and vitamin E. So I got 2 plastic bottles every 2 months, a plastic bag once every 6 months, and about 4 plastic bags that I get my organs and meat in a week. So my trash, my impact has gone down substantially, significantly, and my contribution and integration into my local environment has gone up significantly. I in no way support factory farming. I support biodynamic farming. I support natural approaches to grazing. If done intelligently, rebuild the soil, which this island needs a lot of help with. The cattle rebuild the soil thanks to their manure. I am looking to support operations like that, to live in a way that is sustainable That is the main idea I'm pushing, that you stay as local as possible, sustainable as possible, no matter what diet it is you're doing. And for me, I've found this to be the easiest way to do that, and that just feels really good to me. I feel more coherent, more cohesive, more sound in myself. And it's extremely enjoyable, and I'm extremely grateful. So that is the overview, that is my rant. I really sincerely appreciate the question. Like I said, if you guys have questions, hit me up through Instagram, direct message. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you know of anybody who could benefit from this content, please share it. It does me a big favor. Any other questions, ideas, inspirations, please share them. And as always, so much appreciation for you guys. It means a lot. I love the connections and friendships and camaraderie we're building up here. Always looking forward to the next one. Lots of love and aloha. Peace.